In the headlines, 2 bomb scares at government buildings interrupt work for public servants, increased funds for this year's World Creole Music Festival, and a St. Lucian takes up the job as DFC's Executive Director. I am Kenny Williams with the Channel 5 News. Details when we return. First up, police are trying to determine who is responsible for 2 bomb scares at government headquarters and the electoral office on Tuesday. Keisha Nicholas has that story.
Hundreds of public servants were evacuated from government headquarters after police received a first report of a suspicious item on the premises after 8 a.m. on Tuesday. An employee discovered the package near the northeastern gate of the building, causing a security alert to be triggered and police to seal off the area. Staff of the nearby Treasury Department and Financial Center was also evacuated from their offices. Head of the Criminal Investigation Department, Police Superintendent Davidson Valerie, says he's satisfied the police responded in a timely manner.
Police and the fire department officers who were trained in these areas were summoned to the scene, and the device was removed and brought to a safe location where it was opened up and it was searched. It was found out that the items, the content of the device was sand, some stones, which was wired up with in a cardboard. So they have been removed. The area has been searched thoroughly by the police. There's no need for panic at all because we think it is pretty safe now to operate the area. The items are being closely scrutinized and being investigated to determine what the content, further information relating to the content.
Police officers brought the item to the Roseau River where they shot at it to ensure it was safe to be examined, according to Valerie.
The shots were necessary in the protocol to ensure that it was safe for the police to handle the item. So they had to shoot it off, to open it, and to do it with some level of security. So that was the reason for the gunshot that you heard.
Valerie says based on initial investigations, the item may be harmless. However, he says the package is being closely scrutinized to determine further information related to its content. Meanwhile, government's chief personnel officer, Gloria Joseph, who was among employees evacuated, told Channel 5 News that the emergency response plan at government headquarters must be reviewed.
Well, the response was not how we would like it to be, so it means that we will be revisiting our response plan, our communication strategy. Some people, as usual, move very quickly. Some people are very tardy and tentative about their responses. And so this is something that we would have to go back to the drawing board on and to look at how we communicate when in the event of any disaster and our response to it.
In a second incident on Tuesday afternoon, another similar suspicious package was found sometime after 3 p.m. near the front gate of the electoral office located on Turkey Lane. Keisha Nicholas for Channel 5 News.
2 men are nursing gunshot wounds at the Princess Margaret Hospital following an incident at Fete Isidore in Grand Bay early Tuesday morning. Police Public Relations Officer Acting Inspector Pelham John Baptist says McGarvin Peters of Roseau, who was shot in his lower abdomen, is in critical condition, while the other victim, a French national, is also admitted to the hospital.
The police can confirm that 2 individuals, McGarvin Peters of Roseau and Backlet Allen of Guadeloupe, both sustained gunshot wounds at Bubbles Disco in Grand Bay. This happened about 1 a.m. on Tuesday, 17th of May, early in the morning. It's 2 days late. They were taken to the Grand Bay Health Center where they received medical attention before they were transferred to the Princess Margaret Hospital where they were both admitted. I can confirm McGavin Peters is in critical condition. The other gentleman, Backlet Allen, is still admitted at the hospital. In his case, the projectile from the round left his body, didn't stay in. But McGavin, I think, has done 1 operation so far, and I think he was due to do a second one, based on my information.
No one has been arrested in relation to the incident. The 19th Annual World Creole Music Festival is set to offer a lineup with bigger acts later this year. For the first time since its inception, the festival was cancelled in 2015 as the island grappled with the aftermath of Tropical Storm Erica. The event will be staged this year from October 28 to 30. Tourism Minister Robert Tong told Channel 5 News that government is expected to inject increased funds into the festival, which will result in bigger artists performing at the event.
It's a much bigger lineup with artists with bigger appeal. And obviously an artist with bigger appeal, you have to pay more. So the government is willing and is ready to inject more funds into making this event a bigger and better event. So with the proper human resource in place and also some additional funds, we can expect this show to be a much better show. So we expect Dominicans, we expect everybody to promote the show themselves, because it can't just be us only. So we also have a specific marketing plan just for promoting this particular event. So as soon as jazz is over, we will be beginning to push that event much more.
Last week, Senator Tong announced that a new female events director would take up office this week after that position remained vacant for the past 2 years. Newly appointed Executive Director of the Dominica Festivals Committee, St. Lucian Claudine Springer, started her first day on the job on Tuesday.
Claudine Springer is an events and public relations professional who has a degree in political science from Washington's Trinity University. Springer says she is currently learning the ropes in her new office and thought it premature to make an official comment on camera at this time. The St. Lucian is no stranger to Dominica. She considers her second home and travels to the island frequently. She is known to be a lover of festivities. She has a lot of experience in media production. As of recently, Springer worked as a public relations and marketing executive at Right Angle Imaging, Inc., a St. Lucian-based marketing company. In 2012, she coordinated the launch of St. Lucia's Jazz Festival and was stage manager for St. Lucia's Business Awards. For 2 years, she was executive producer of the social media Pop Lounge, which documents footage and interviews of St. Lucia's Jazz and Arts Festival. She's also hosted various entertainment events in her country. Social media management and television production and scripting are among the experiences she brings to the table. Springer will have to interact with the media a lot in this post. The DFC manages Carnival, World Creole Music Festival, and Jazz and Creole. A news conference is expected to introduce Springer to the public. Idona John Baptist, Channel 5 News.
The main stage Jazz and Creole ended with a bang and went on incident-free at Fort Shirley Cabarets on Sunday. The event, which was first presented in 2010, has grown and in 2015 attracted over 1,900 patrons. Guitarist Cameron Pierre, the band Soft of Guadeloupe, Trinidad's Elan Palais Band, and the Andy Narell Quartet of the US were among the foreign acts. Local stars Breve and Mikel Henderson also graced the stage. Here are some clips of the performances. Coming up, DLP's Denise Charles speaks of her plans for her constituency on the heels of June's by-election. Stay tuned.
See what happens next. Extreme Rules, another wrestling pay-per-view event, May 22nd, 8 p.m. Sign up at Mappin's office today.
Welcome back. Systems are being put in place to ensure that all access carriers into the island be included on the global distribution system.
Global Distribution System is a network operated by a company that enables automated transactions between travel service providers, mainly airlines and hotels and travel agencies. It links services, rates and bookings, and combines products and services offered by airlines, hotels and car rentals. Tourism Minister Senator Robert Tong says full visibility on the new system is hoped to improve access to the island and make it easier to do business here.
One of the other recommendations that came up to also improve access is the airlines and the vessels, the boats that come to Dominica. Many of them are not on the what they call the GDS system, which is a system that all the travel agents use. So if you go to a travel agent, they may only see the big airlines, but you still have Express Diesel, you still have Hummingbird Air, you still have other small airlines that come to Dominica, so you don't see them. So we will be putting systems in place to allow all of these additional access carriers into Dominica to be seen on the GDS system so that more people can book and come to Dominica. It is felt that maybe 20% of persons come to Dominica don't come to Dominica because it's just so difficult for them to book. So by putting that system in place, it will increase our visibility and allow more people to come to the island. So the Ministry of Tourism will be implementing that system so that it makes it easier and better for persons to come to Dominica.
Tong expects the project will be completed in 2 months.
We're even going a step further. Even with regards to the booking of hotels, many hotels don't have the up-to-date booking system. So by us putting that together, it means all the hotels will have a proper booking system whereby they can monitor the amount of rooms available, and someone trying to book will know immediately whether the room is available. They'll be able to use their credit card and make the down payment, which means it increases the cash flow for the hotel.
Dominica's cultural elder of 2010 has been recognized once more, this time during Feast of St. Isidore celebrations. During a mass at St. Patrick's Church in Granby on Monday, Maudrina Dangleben of the same community was awarded for her years of service and contributions towards the annual St. Isidore celebrations. Dangleben, currently in her mid-80s, has always been involved in the organizing of Isidore celebrations and is well known for her artistic work through the making of straw hats and baskets and other straw items. Isidore is the patron saint of laborers, and activities are held annually in the community of Granby and Saint-Sauveur for Fête Isidore. An assurance that the Point Michel Soufriere constituency will be transformed through tourism development and investment in agriculture if Denise Charles is elected as the new parliamentary representative. Constituents will go to the polls on June 7 to choose whether they would like Charles of the Dominica Labour Party or United Workers' Party's Higgs Adams to represent them at Parliament. Charles was launched at Point Michel on Saturday. She has called on her people to work together to achieve great things for the Point Michel, Soufriere, Scots Head and Gallio constituency.
I can say to you, my constituents, that I'm going to be focused on sports development, small business development, women entrepreneurship, and pushing forward the vision of transforming our constituency through tourism and agriculture.
Charles's predecessor, Ian Pinard, won Higgs Adams in 2014 general election with 1,326 votes to 822 votes. Charles said after leaving Dominica to pursue studies, she returned here and continues to be actively involved in her community.
So let's not get sidetracked or caught up in rumors, mudslinging, false perceptions, and bitterness. Instead, let us remain steadfast in our mission to improve our constituency, to improve our nation. I stand here ready to be a representative for every constituent. We shall not be divided by color, but united in the common focus of achieving the greatest things for Dominica.
And Dominicans thinking of purchasing vehicles and looking to help the country's Go Green efforts can consider an electric vehicle. The Dominica Electricity Services, DOMLEC, currently owns the first and only electric car in the country, and 6 months after acquiring it, confirmed that the vehicle thus far has proven to be a more economical mode of transportation.
We've observed that it does operate as advertised, as specified by the manufacturer. When going downhill, it regenerates its own electricity, and when it's going uphill naturally, then it uses the electricity stored in the batteries. So it works quite well. We found that after our first run with it, the actual mileage limit on it actually went up. So it works quite well, and we found that the storage, the consumption of it is quite more efficient than just using your gasoline or diesel vehicle. So it is a more economical vehicle.
Lavenier says while the company is looking to expand its fleet of electric vehicles, some more factors would have to be considered.
We are evaluating, of course, fuel efficiency is not the only consideration for a vehicle. It has to deal with the specification of the vehicle in terms of where it can travel, where it cannot. 4x4 electric vehicles are not common. So far we're having difficulty identifying, locating those. So we have those other considerations to look at. Because of the nature of the roads in Dominica, we require a lot of 4x4. So that sort of puts a restriction on the amount of 2x2 vehicles, two-wheel drive vehicles that we'll be able to get.
Lavenier says while DOMLEC's goal is to go green, there are other types of vehicles the company could source for future purchases.
There are other energy efficient vehicles that we'll be looking at. There are trucks bucket trucks that reduce fuel use by utilizing storage and so on. So there are other technologies that we'll be looking at now and in the future to improve our green image.
That's news. Sports highlights next. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. First up in sports, Goodwill Secondary bested Portsmouth Secondary in Game 1 of the first domestic insurance under-15 semi-final game on Tuesday. GSS batted first and scored 180 all-out. Malachi Xavier continued his fine batting performance with a game high of 60 runs. Dylan Alexander chipped in with 36 and Von Angol 15. Jade Roye took 3 for 11, Brian George 2 for 21, and Jed Joseph 2 for 49. PSS in reply were bowled out for 123. Clemenson Massey scored 33 and Jed Joseph 16. Malachi Xavier and Denali Alexander dismantled the PSS batting lineup, taking 5 for 43 and 4 for 27 respectively. In the second game, Castlebrew Secondary took first knock and posted 230 for 7, Kyle Prevost 71 and Dylan Coffey 66. Ethan Doctrove took 2 for 28 and Brian Dewhurst 2 for 58. Dominica Grammar School in reply were bowled out for 77. Cody Peltier scored 21. Jay Deja took 3 for 17, Dante Challenger 2 for 4, and Keon Burton 2 for 7. CBSS in reply scored 32 for 1. Dion Williams added 17 not out. The game drew, but Castlebrew Secondary won on first innings decision. This means that Castlebrew and Goodwill Secondary Schools will meet up in Friday's final. Still in cricket, Gladiators have booked a spot in the finals of the Dominica Cricket Association's Premier Cricket League when they defeated Summits by 41 runs on the weekend. Gladiators batted first and posted 156 in 30 overs. Frederick Paris had a game high of 36, while Mario Lucien and Wilshire chipped in with 19 and 23 respectively. Augustus Pascal picked up 4 for 30 and John Fabian 3 for 19 for Summits. Set 157 to win, Summits fell short of their target and replied with 115 for 27. Vivian Eugene scored 31, Nicholas Bruno 21, and Augustine Pascal 21. Ashley White took 3 for 26, Frederick Paris 3 for 14, and C. Lucien 2 for 17 for Gladiators. Meantime, the match between Reuben Bakery Christians and Gladiators had no results, as the Christian teams, having issues with one of the match umpires, decided not to play that match. The matter stemmed from a previous game where the umpire, who wasn't able to have full control of the game, took the stumps and called off that match. The Dominica Cricket Association now awaits a report from the Umpires Association. In football, 5 teams walked away with victories in the national leagues of the Dominica Football Association on the weekend. Gerald George has details.
In the All-Island League on Friday, Nemesis United defeated Kalibishi 4-1 at the Benjamin Park, Usher George found the back of the nets twice for Nemesis, with Chad Graham scoring one. Nemesis also benefited from an own goal. Anderson Francois scored for Kalibishi. In a doubleheader at the Newtown playing field, Times ballers Signman Midland United won by default over ACS Tarish United in the first match, while in the second match, Maxroy Classic Fokole also won by default over Maosoka Strikers. Meantime, in the Domlek Women's League on Sunday, the defending champions New India Goodwill Rollers recorded a comfortable 3-0 win over Maosoka Strikers in the first match of a doubleheader at the Newtown playing field. Rosilia Regis scored twice for the reigning champs, with Shanna Bedminster scoring one. In the second match, 2 goals from Naima Africa and 1 each from Alija Tit and Onisha Deluge piloted Dive Dominica Harlem United to a 4-0 victory over Wood City Strikers.
Still in sports, former West Indies fast bowler Curtly Ambrose says the decision to have him removed as a bowling consultant for the West Indies team was a surprise. The West Indies Cricket Board made the announcement last week that former Barbados bowler Roderick Estwick would replace Ambrose and join the team from May 19 ahead of the home try series against Australia and South Africa from June 3 in Guyana. Ambrose says head coach Phil Simmons told him the decision was taken because he wanted someone who was more technical to coach the team's fast bowlers. Ambrose served as West Indies bowling consultant for the past 3 years. He helped lead the West Indies men to become the 2016 World T20 champions in India. On the court with basketball, LA Knights defeated Ronald Charles and Willie Barbershop's All-Stars by 17 points in the 2016 Flow DABA League on the weekend. Knights' top shooter was Roderick Blaise with 26 points. Ridge Blaise chipped in with 16. Knights scored 80 points. All-Stars in a losing effort amassed 63 points. Josiah Modest was All-Stars' leading scorer with 16 points. In other matches, Detroit Blazers beat Eagles 94-29. The Hornets' sting couldn't match up to the Sharks' bite as the United Insurance Sharks defeated Elvis Welding Services Hornets 20-0, and Jays Limited Sonics went down to Signman X-Men also 20-0. The league continues on Wednesday with Detroit Blazers and Interschool in a Division I encounter at 7, followed by Signman X-Men versus Eagles at 9. The games are carded for Lindo Park. In volleyball highlights, DB's Acers defeated MCCU Sunrise 3-0 in a women's match. The scores 25-20, 25-12, and 25-15. Meantime, in the men's game, DB's Young Vets defeated MCCU Sunrise in straight sets 25-0, 25-0, and 25-0. Marigot forfeited due to unavailability of players. In other matches, Del Najas Celtics defeated Flow Strike Force 3-0 in the women's category, and CT Kings defeated Ian Pinard Wolfpack 3-0 in the men's division. Back with more cricket. Rising Pune Super Giants defeated Delhi Daredevils by 19 runs Duckworth-Lewis method in the Indian Premier League on Tuesday. Daredevils batted first and scored 121 for 6. Karun Nair added 41 and Chris Morris 38 not out. Adinda took 3 for 20 and Adam Zampa 3 for 21. RPS in their chase scored 76. Ara Hind scored 42. That's all the time for sports. I am Kenny Williams. Join us again next time. We'll now hear from our friends at the Met Office for the latest in weather.
Good evening, Dominica, and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I'm your presenter, Marshall Alexander. We begin by taking a look at earlier infrared satellite imagery, what it showed, some convection across the island chain associated with weak unstable conditions. Now taking a look at earlier visible satellite imagery, what it showed, multi-layered clouds across the region today, and this resulted in partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy skies during today. Now taking a look at earlier radar imagery, what it indicated, a few scattered showers across the region, with some scattered showers mainly across the interior of Dominica. Tonight's weather is expected to be partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy and breezy, with a few brief scattered showers. Similar conditions can be expected into tomorrow. Sea conditions are expected to be moderate in open water, with waves peaking near 7 feet. Small craft operators and sea beavers, you're advised to exercise caution. For the next 3 days, partly cloudy skies with scattered showers expected on Wednesday and Friday, with an increase in cloudiness and scattered showers expected on Thursday. The rest of the Caribbean tomorrow, fair to partly cloudy skies with a few brief scattered showers can be expected across the extreme northern portion of the island chain, with an increasing cloudiness and scattered showers as we move towards the south. Our international cities forecast: overcast skies can be expected in New York, some thunderstorm activity expected in Miami, some rain expected in London, with fair to partly cloudy skies expected in Caracas and Beijing. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:45 a.m. and sunset will be at 6:28 p.m. For more information, you can call the weather hotline at 447-5555 or visit our website at weather.gov.dm. Thanks for viewing. Have a good night.
To end the news, a recap of the headlines. 2 bomb scares at government buildings interrupt work for public servants, increase funds for this year's World Creole Music Festival, and a St. Lucian takes up the job as DFC's executive director. Feel free to contact us at news@mapping2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube page. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Kenny Williams. To our viewers around the world, thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow.